Over the past few years, I've managed over $15 million in ad spend for clients. And the number one thing that separates high-performing ad accounts from low-performing ad accounts is simply the number of ads that you test in your ad account. That's right, it's not some creative secret sauce or copywriting mastery, though those things do help. No, the main difference is simply the number of ads that you're testing in your ad account. And over the past year, there's a tool that I've come to rely on to ship more winning ads more quickly, and that tool is MagicBrief. Today I'm going to give you an overview of MagicBrief, some of the use cases, and the reasons I love and have come to rely on MagicBrief when improving ad accounts for my clients. The first reason why I love MagicBrief is because I can find high-performing ads. MagicBrief makes it super easy to find the ads that other brands are currently putting money behind, and the most important metric, how long those ads have been live. While you can't always rely on how long an ad has been live, it's usually a pretty good metric because if an ad has been on for a long time, usually that means it's performing pretty well for the brand that's running it. In addition to that, MagicBrief allows me to follow brands that I know ship a lot of great ads, and so I can constantly have those brands show up in my inspiration feed. One of the things I love about MagicBrief is how easy it makes it for you to be able to discover high-performing ad creatives. Here we are on the Discover tab of MagicBrief, and one of the things I want to point out right away is you can see here every time I put my mouse over it, it changes to a little comment icon, but you can see how long an ad has been running right at the top of every ad. And so what we want to see is how long these ads have been running, and we're trying to find the ones that have been running for the longest time period, because how long an ad has been running is usually a great indication of how well that ad is performing for a brand. But one of the ways you'll be able to do this actually a little bit easier is by finding an ad you like. So for example, maybe we like this ad. We can go to their actual profile, and this will show all of the ads that this brand is running. And so we can see here that they actually launched a lot of ads yesterday. One of the most important ways for you to be able to improve your ad account performance is actually by launching a ton of ad creative. And so this brand is doing exactly that. And we're seeing that a lot of these were posted in the last few days. When I filter to over 30 days, we can see that these are the ad creatives that they had been running for quite a while, including this one that ran for 35 days. Now, the caveat here is somebody could have a lazy media buyer who accidentally forgot to turn an ad off, or they just didn't realize the importance of changing out ad creative regularly. So we always want to take this with a grain of salt and use our own knowledge of best practices when it comes to ad creative. They have an ad very heavily featuring user-generated content. And so if you have a superfood that you're advertising, maybe this is key to you to think about incorporating some of this in your ad strategy. But you can see here how easy it is for you to discover new ads and formats using MagicBrief. The second reason why I love MagicBrief is because it easily allows me to create inspiration collections to share with clients. This builds off that first point. Once I find winning ads, I'm able to quickly save ads in groups as collections, and then I can share that board with a client. They don't need to have a login. I just share with them a view-only link, and they have all the inspiration that they need to share with their internal creative team. I also love MagicBrief because it makes it really easy to create inspiration for clients. Let's go ahead and use my podcast as an example. We are considering using a podcast advertising strategy in 2025. And so with that, I've started creating this board of inspiration for podcast ads. I have other podcasts who are running ads and other brands who are running ads that I think could work well for our podcast. But you can also utilize the Discover feature to find ads to share collections with clients. So if I type podcast, for example, I can see all of the brands who are running ads around podcasting. So we can see Salesforce is very active. This pant company maybe is promoting a podcast, and this plunge ad is a podcast style ad. And so if you have a new campaign that a client's working on, you're able to put all of the inspiration together on a board and then share that out with a client. So you can go ahead and click share with a public link link. And when you copy this link and share it with a client, they don't need to have a MagicBrief account, which is something that I absolutely love. Instead, they're able to go ahead and just view it. Now it's going to show that I'm logged in because I'm logged in, but essentially this is what it'll look like when a client views your link. And again, they don't need to be logged in. It's something that they can just take a look at, which is super helpful for them to then go and share with their internal creative teams. The third reason why I love MagicBrief is because I am able to create high-value LinkedIn lead magnets to share with my audience. If you're active on LinkedIn, you've probably seen at least one comment for access lead magnet post. And I love using MagicBrief for these because I can create high-value, very relevant collections of ads, again, to share out with people to try and get emails from my ideal clients on LinkedIn. And this is very similar to creating a collection of ads for a client. However, it's generally less focused on a specific campaign and more focused on a specific target who I'd like to go after on LinkedIn. Now, just like when creating inspiration for clients, we can actually use MagicBrief as a way to create swipe files for LinkedIn. So recently I did a holiday ad swipe file for health and wellness brands in particular. And what I did is I spent all day scouring through ads on Facebook Ad Manager and also in MagicBrief, and I saved all of them here on this board. And then what I did is created a little screen recording of all of the ads and shared it on LinkedIn as a lead magnet. And when you do this, you get a lot of engagement, and then you can follow up and get emails to share the swipe file with the people who have engaged with your content. So I love MagicBrief as a way for me to create lead magnets to share with people on LinkedIn, and I'm actually going to use it a lot more as part of my lead magnet strategy in the future. The fourth reason why I love MagicBrief is actually in its name. MagicBrief allows you to easily create creative briefs to share with teams. So MagicBrief, creative brief, you can kind of see the play on words there. The reason that I love MagicBrief for creating creative briefs is because you can bring in multiple points of inspiration, share with your team why you like these points, choose a format, and put everything that they need to know together with the reference that you've created from MagicBrief. Other teams that I've worked with previously use Google Docs or slide decks, and it's really clunky for their creative team to really understand the vibe that you're trying to go after. So not only does MagicBrief speed up my workflow, but it speeds up the workflow of the teams that I'm sharing those briefs with. Now, MagicBrief was originally created to streamline the creative briefing process and help you ship more ads more quickly. And creating briefs is one of the things that I absolutely love about MagicBrief. When you go ahead and come in here, we'll go ahead and make a test brief. You're actually able to bring in ads that you've saved and reference them in your brief. Let's say we wanted to reference this ad and this ad. We'll go ahead and put those both in here. And we're actually able to say what we like about each of these. So let's say with the Sage ad, we really liked the use of bright colors and the call to action at the end. And with HoneyBook, maybe we liked the way that they framed around the words, and we like the way that they've incorporated people in their ads. So we can call that out right here. And then what we can do is use concepts, content style. We can attach more files. But one of the things that I like to do is include the output sizes. So for Meta specifically, I always want a 16 by 9, a 9 by 16, and a 1 by 1. And so therefore, the creative team knows they don't need a 4 by 5 or a 2 by 3 because we're not going to be running this on Performance Max on paid search. The other thing you can do is include the channels. So let's say, again, this is a Meta ad, so we're going to only run it on Facebook and Instagram. We can go ahead and incorporate the content style. So let's say we wanted to make a more editorial style ad using animations, we can highlight that here. Maybe if we wanted to incorporate images of people, we could say UGC. And then we could call that out again in the content style. Just again, making it super clear and concise for creative teams. We're not trying to waste our time. We're not trying to waste their time. We're all just trying to get great ads shipped. The other thing you can include is any music links that you want to use. any product info that you're going to include, your target audience, and you also have the opportunity to include variants. So for example, sometimes you're going to want to ship the same ad, but include a different call to action, feature different user-generated content, and generally you'll use the same brief, but you can include different variations here. So your team knows we want 3 variations of this ad, and here's what we want changed. MagicBrief streamlines the entire briefing process for you. If you've worked with creative teams before, you know that briefing can sometimes be some of the most complicated parts of creating and shipping new ads because creative teams think very visually and creatively. And if you are maybe a more analytic type media buyer, sometimes the wires can get crossed in the communication. And so this makes it very straightforward for you to communicate what you're looking for. And it makes it really understandable for the creative team so everybody can come together and work more efficiently. And the 5th reason why I love MagicBrief is because MagicBrief allows me to easily share creative performance with clients. Previously, if teams didn't have a creative analytics tool, I would use something called Motion App. However, MagicBrief recently built out a very similar tool to Motion App, and it's really a win-win. With the creative reporting in MagicBrief, I don't have to have another tech subscription to Motion App, and I'm able to share creative analytics with the teams that I'm working with so they can better understand performance and create even better ads in the next round. The other thing that I love about MagicBrief is its incorporation of analytics right into the platform. So one of the pain points that you may have when running ads in your account is maybe you're running the same ad to different audiences. And so how do you really bring together all of that creative performance and understand, is it the creative that's performing better or is it the audience that's performing better? And that's where creative analytics comes into play. This is very similar to an application called Motion App that was strictly for creative analytics for your paid social ads, but MagicBrief does it right in the platform. And so this consolidates the amount of tech expense that you have to have, and it creates really understandable reports based on the metrics that you care most about. So sometimes that's ROAS, sometimes that's click-through rate. You can really organize that all here, and you can create reports that show your top videos, your top static images. You can create a report for video drop-off, for example, and also ads that have spent enough money for you to go ahead and see if they're successful for you or not. Now, because creative analytics is a little bit more expensive, it's something that I only subscribe to when I have a client with that need. But understanding the performance of your creative can really help you create even better ads in your next round. And when you create more and more ads, launch more and more ads in your account, you're going to end up with so many valuable insights that your ads will quickly get better and your performance will improve rapidly instead of over months and months and months. So it's plain to see that I love MagicBrief, mostly because it solved one of my biggest pain points when it came to managing paid social campaigns for clients, which is finding high-performing ads, creating those briefs and sharing it out with the team, and enabling me to ship more winning ads more quickly. Now I'm curious to know, do you have any software that you've come to love in the last year when managing your business or your marketing? If you have, definitely link that in the comments below so I can check it out. And since you liked this video, you'll love my business book recommendations for growing your brand in 2025. Click right here to check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.